So we join back in with our adventurers or the chaotic embers, depending on who you ask at this point. As they just received their rewards. They've been on stage. As they are exiting down, as we join them now, there are sort of people in the crowd trying to crowd the barrier. You would get a quick glimpse of. You would see Alara looking very sorry for herself with her two children that look extremely happy and excited to be out. You don't see any sign of Dana. But you are able to head out, and I think Dante was heading straight towards the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
You would need to go almost back under through the service tunnels. Sort of if you imagine you parked way over there at that exit and you've sort of come under and out onto the stage. So you would easily be able to make your way back through.
I don't think I've got anything. As we're going through these kind of the tunnels and things, is there any? Don't really have any kind of favored enemy senses-esque thing to say. Is there anything that could be lurking down here? No.
I mean,
okay.
I mean, you imagine in the immediate, it's more and I'd say as you're moving through this time, there's definitely this would be or would have been an enclosed system, but then as you guys have learned, so was the catacombs.
And I was kind of what I thought. Just because say something didn't connect to it once doesn't mean that a giant hole can't connect to it.
But I wouldn't have let Dante go on his own. So if nobody else followed,
oh no, you guys are. I assumed you all.
We're all going together, yeah.
But so you're all moving through the tunnels together.
I mean, I can do my thing if I can remember what it's called. Sorry. So I can do my primeval awareness, which is within. Oh, so aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead within 1 mile. So I can do that kind of thing as we're walking through these tunnels.
And then if that pings, I can also divine sense and such to get a more locked down idea of if they're close.
The thing is, we know the whole city is just infected, so it's in a mile where the majority of the people are above us.
But we've got, I mean, a mile's not as big as we think, and we're under the Colosseum, so we're slightly out of the main city down here, aren't we?
Yeah, but I mean, we could totally do it. However,
I'll definitely do it because it's just an action. It doesn't cost me anything.
We're at a Colosseum full of people, some of which are most likely infected.
However, what you would also know is that obviously the first time you encountered the corruption, there was the fiends and the quasits and those other sort of things. Second time wasn't any. You're encountering the crevasse. Other than the corruption, there wasn't any signs of demonic stuff at all down there.
Do I pick anything up, Liam? Is there anything?
So you close your eyes for a moment and sense out. And you don't pick up anything.
Assuming she picks up one thing at least.
Well, yes, nothing that you aren't expecting to pick up.
So I'm not picking up fiends. I'm not picking up.
No, you pick up one elemental.
Okay. I would tell everyone that. I'd say, I mean, I don't know if that helps, but
it is a little bit worrying due to obviously previous experiences we've had and people being infected, especially near the Colosseum and such of where the race was taking part. So the fact that there's nothing is a little bit worrying. Either that means they've gone into hiding or...
Let's just take the win. We are going to be out of here in less than 2 days.
It does feel like the two things maybe are, I don't know, maybe it's mutated. Is that the right word? Maybe it started off as one thing and now it's becoming something else.
Maybe.
Whatever.
I would say as you're moving through and stepping out the other side towards the cart, and I would say for those, I think Volu and Dante, you've seen the most of it in another setting. And I did allude to this last time in one of the previous sessions. Both of you have noticed, yeah, it's adapting to the thing it infects by the look of it.
Dante doesn't really say anything. He's just like saying, "We should just focus on getting out of this city."
Volo will feel uneasy. He'll almost itch at his skin a little bit. But if we're going past it, then we'll try to forget about it.
Okay, yeah, you make your way through. You head on out. As you're exiting, a few of the attendees, congratulate you, and you make your way over to your vehicle. Dante, as you get in the driver's seat, like on the dashboard is a piece of like card with an address written on it.
Just that, no, nothing else. Cool. Dante goes to that address.
Okay, so the rest of you are jumping on the back of the. So it seems to be. Let me put us back on the Cadfresi map.
Sure, some people should question these things, but no.
Well, at some point,
it's
yeah. At some point, because at first you would set off, and at first you're sort of heading up towards the Forge Ward, but it is just up in this corner below the steps. So the rest of you would only really realize that Dante isn't going back up into the Forge Ward when he diverts away from these stairs and takes this main road up this way. So obviously you're welcome to.
Are we going somewhere else, Dante?
We have been contacted with this. We are going here.
He hands you the piece of card that has the address on it.
Heads up would be nice,
Communication is key, bro.
That it certainly is.
You guys communicate enough. And we'll then just carry on driving.
I think I liked you better when you were shackled.
See, this is what I mean. Dante's in a mean mood today.
Oh, there's many ways we can take that.
And we'll choose to take the PG-friendly one.
Opposed to the...
Hush.
Chris, is that your standing desk moving, or?
Just whenever I see
Aileni is now going to get really. She's going to be on high alert and looking at everything and checking to see if anybody's watching us. Is anybody sort of clocking where we're going?
Okay, everyone wants to do that. Drop my perception.
I want to drive stealthily then, like just avoid, because again I'm wanting to avoid crowds and stuff.
Liam, if I drop to pass without trace, how would that work while we're driving?
Yeah, it's off you. But I mean, the vehicle, it's still quiet.
It doesn't affect the vehicle, does it? It just affects us.
The thing is, the vehicle floats already, and it's already fairly quiet.
I was going to say we've got.
It would stop all of your jingling. It would stop all of the rustling of armor.
So I'm going to do that. I'm going to cast pass without trace.
Our vehicle is steam powered, not combustion
This is
powered,
what I mean.
so it's a quieter engine anyway.
It's already pretty quiet. This would just it lasts as long as you're concentrating. So obviously, if you get off the vehicle, it'll stay on.
But it stops us being tracked normally.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So
wait,
1 second, I'm going to sort it. Oh, I can't. What's happened?
I might be able to, because I was able to before.
Technical difficulties.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, so, and obviously, like I said, it will last past being on the vehicle, but it will stop all of your sounds, as well as sort of making the area a little bit darker.
I still think it's worth doing it. I'm going to drop that, which means we get a +10 to stealth.
Cool. So is it cool for me to roll?
I'd say you can make a stealth check, yeah.
I got a 16 on my perception check.
Okay.
I got a 23.
So that is
Oh,
32.
yeah, 21 for both. So I get 31 stealth and 21 perception.
Oh, I didn't do perception. 10 on perception, 32 on the stealth.
Okay, so definitely move, or maybe almost even moving a little slower, and coasting at points when you almost, if you're coming up to a street where there's people and you can hear the noise, you almost just stop on the engine and let yourself float with the momentum that it's already got, before starting up again and managing to move fairly quietly. What was Aileni's perception? Sorry.
21.
Okay, so Aileni and Ichi, as you're getting deeper in, you do start to notice, but it is curtain twitches. Somebody sort of opens a door and leans on the door jamb as you pass. And it's fairly blatant, but it's more like the general people here. And again, it's the same sort of vibe that actually Ichi and Dante and got when you went to Madame Oracle's first little lair, where again, lots of little curtain twitches. It definitely seems like they spread out their influence wherever they seem to be.
Okay.
And eventually you would get to the street. As you're turning onto the street at the very end, you would see the half-orc Goro standing. He's almost sort of sat on like a high box. And as the vehicle turns in, they stand up slowly, fairly nonchalantly, and just walk into the wall of the alleyway and disappear out of sight.
Dante pulls up and walks into said wall.
Okay, and almost Dante trusting it has to be open, dude.
I
You just
really
walk straight
hope this person just has like stone walk or something.
No, I'd love the idea that it's just like the illusion's there and he walked into it. Like, 5 foot to the left, mate. Sorry. But no, you are able to make your way through, and it's not a perfect cut door by any means, not like when they magically shifted the bricks. This is a like crack in the wall that they have covered with an illusion. So Dante, as you're moving through, you would notice it's just about big enough to not smack you in the head immediately. You sort of feel the top of it brush against the top of your hair as you move through. The rest of you sort of, the taller of you are having to sort of bow under and yeah. Volu just keeps walking. And as you move through, you move into what looks to be a house, laid out like a house, but inside all the furniture's been moved to the side. And as you enter, initially it's that same sort of back room feel, as there's a few people with a weapon out here. They're playing some cards. They're doing something over there. You can see there's some sort of packaging sort of thing going on over on that side. As you get through, Goro is standing through and at the bottom of the stairs, and will just nod up the stairs.
Okay.
We'll go up the stairs.
Okay, you head on through and make your way up. As you get through into the top area, there's a small landing with 3 little doors off it, but there is a 4th door that is open, and you can see that there are guards stood either side. And as you sort of get up, you would hear Madame Oracle's voice as come in. Would we like any refreshments at all? Take a seat. You would enter through, and again, immediately getting that weird illusion messing with you vibe where you almost walk into a palace bedroom that definitely is completely out of place from the rest of the house that you've walked through. The furniture, and again, Dante, you were the one that saw closest through this previously, where they are almost covering the furniture that is there. So they sort of motion over to a grand sofa and beautiful seats, and as you sit in it, it's actually kind of saggy, and
Dante won't sit down on anything.
that's fine. Is anybody else? As you move in, you would see Madame Oracle is sat in a fairly luxurious-looking chair. drinks and other things around them.
I still don't.
Aileni
I
would.
still can only. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say Aileni would sit, but she'd probably want to sit either on the floor or on a stool or something that she thought she could get out of quickly.
Okay, one nearest the door.
Ichi will sit on a chair that's kind of like furthest to the wall, so they can have kind of an overwatch of everything, basically.
Find it funny. So, like the image that, firstly, I just like how we're all sat ready just to run away.
We're all being very
And-
suspicious. Yeah.
But I've still literally just got this image of Madame Oracle as the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
It's kind of that, but a bugbear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah, it's got that vibe, yeah.
Definitely does.
Right. Anyways, yeah. So Dante will just stand there more purposefully than previous when he's been in the company of Madame Oracle.
Okay.
I'll just be stood next to Aileni as she sat down. She's still taller than me.
Okay. Again, as you sort of sit, well, first of all, congratulations to our champions, it seems. Who saw that coming? Well, I would have preferred it was for my team, but they did not do as well, it seems. But congratulations nonetheless. And you saw we did manage to collect our friend. I assume you have come for payments, yes? It will take a second to get it ready. I was not sure if this was exactly this, or if maybe work, other things.
Payment was one. We are now no longer in your debt. Correct. This was our job complete. You got the car and the man.
You would see a flick of a like, not, there's no malice or anything, but there's like a shame sort of look as they say, we unfortunately did not get the car. However, Goro did inform me that that was not for anything that you did. Something about a golem? Sounds very interesting. But unfortunately, that incident attracted too many guards and we were unable to collect the vehicle before the proper owners arrived. However, as said, that was not your issue. So I still foresee a contract fulfilled with exceptional results, and they will motion over and say, prepare the gold. I did allude to a bonus. Now, money is not always liquid, but in my capacity, I come across a few interesting things from time to time.
What kinds of things?
They will not really whisper, just again quietly speak over their shoulder into the nothingness and go and fetch the items. And you would see that the items, a large chest, a large chest and a smaller chest. Both seem fairly bulky in nature, but the one is carryable in two hands, like up, and the other is carried by two people, if that makes sense. So it's there's one much larger, and they. They would feel free, open up. I do not know if these are suitable. They also know, so the smaller box put down as they open it up, the lovely glitter of gold emanates from that smaller chest.
Nice.
Obviously, you will need to count it, but of a rough look, it is up in the hundreds, maybe touching the 1,000 mark.
Very nice.
And as they open the chest, you would see. Yeah, feel free. They are fully fine for you to.
We'll do that afterwards. Sorry, Liam. Go on.
Yeah. So they open up the large box, and you would see that there are varying items in the box, and they're all nice in that they give off expert quality vibe, but it also sort of looks like this box hasn't really been opened in a while.
Okay.
It's like, you know what I mean? It's almost like they've been in storage and they've found these and or whatever. It doesn't look like they're like been out and used recently.
So it doesn't feel like this is valuable to her particularly. It's just stuff that was lying around and
potentially that vibe is it, or at least maybe it had value at one point, but they definitely aren't using it at the minute. And they would just open the box and motion for you to take a look. Straight away, you would see the sort of a soft, almost matte black breastplate. And upon looking a little bit further, you would see the rest of what is full plate mail, but the pieces. But it is all.
Anyone have identify or whatever?
I have detect magic, which I can use.
None of us have identify, I don't think.
You would.
No.
You would see a very nicely crafted dark wood light crossbow. The silver string and then a large silver rune carved into the sorry, my brain has gone into the handle. Yeah, no, into the like almost under the
trigger.
Into the trigger area or the handle. It is the handle. I don't know why my brain is found.
The hilt.
Yeah, the hilt.
Okay.
You would see a ring and a necklace. No, sorry, almost like a shawl.
Okay, a shawl.
Yeah.
I am gonna detect magic.
As you look over, they are all glowing with the glows of magic.
Okay. I'll just tick that off.
Even with the schools, I'm guessing.
There is unfortunately, we do not have the funds to give you a monetary reward, but you are welcome to these items. Hopefully they should assist in your future endeavors. I do think somewhere we can have them identified for you if we have somebody that knows what they do. I don't look into these things. It is below my station.
We may have a slightly different ask, and I'm going to look at Dante and
we can, if you can get these identified, that would be useful. But there is something that is needed. Oh, wish. I would like to have a talk with your
Demetrius.
Yeah, no, I know his name. I just didn't know what to call him.
Agent, servant.
Yeah, your agent Demetrius. He has abilities. You said.
They very obviously immediately look intensely curious. And they like almost sit back in their chair as you're talking. But they're not hiding it at all. It's almost like
ooh.
Ooh, this is
perhaps more business.
Yeah, but do continue.
At this point, actually, he's just gonna just say that.
Well, why would you? I mean, you don't have to tell me, of course. Of course, I could set up a meeting, but that is a slightly bigger ask.
I want to do an insight because
I want to
see, is she haggling effectively? I know.
Yeah. No, I like that.
Oh, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, they are. All you're reading right now is almost like uncomfortable intensity of like they are wanting to know more, almost like they're staring into your forehead as if they can read into your mind.
Dante's got a just look, and with all the best will in the world, God, I wish say Foley did enhance ability on me. I'm going to just say,
See, I was debating that, and I was like, I don't think Volu would have clocked on, but you were.
Possibly not.
no. To be fair, you don't really have a no. It's
You
not
know that
really.
communication thing.
Works both ways, doesn't
Oh.
You know that thing that we do too much of? Hmm?
I didn't say too much. I say you do it enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There are things that happened in the cave. There is an infection spreading, you may have seen. We think there are ways to bind it, and I would like to speak with your man regarding this.
Give me a deception as you do this.
it?
And as you say about the infection, the rest of you would, and with your no, your insight wasn't great, was it?
My
The rest of
14,
you with
yeah.
passives would notice that they know already. There's like a.
I'd have been surprised if you
30,
didn't know.
20.
Yeah.
Dirty
Ooh.
20. Okay.
I'm reasonably
Yeah,
deceptive.
you would see like
Yeah.
a wide smile and say, well, I mean, the infection or illness or whatever it is very bad for business. Although Goro did mention another thing that's happened down in the crevasse, and again, Dante, she is just eyes are fixed upon you. I wonder.
At this point, I
if-
think, I'd imagine her insight's high. But anyone who has insight, you can almost see the stiffness in, say, like Dante's arms stiffen, and to that point where you know they're kind of trying to not shake, type thing, where he's physically holding himself from trying to move.
I wonder if you would be open to another deal. The gold is yours, and obviously, meeting with Demetrius, all the magic items are all fine. But I wonder if you would accept all of the above for just 1 minute of letting me see that form. And again, eyes locked, smirk showing. But again, there's almost in that like they're showing you the smirk. You can't tell what's going on behind the eyes as they're just fixed with Dante.
Anger, like though he doesn't move, anger is in his eyes. I will take the meter of Demetrius, please.
Very well. I will have to go off what I have heard. They close the box and say, we can set up the meeting here. Get me Demetrius's workshop. I believe he stays there most of the time. I'll be honest, he is a paranoid lot. Even with my permission, it will take some convincing to get him to let you inside. Talking through the door, he's pretty good at that. Maybe something to bargain with. I'm sure he would be interested as well. Now, if there's anything else, again, as you're sort of waiting, another bit of paper just sort of slides onto her armchair, and they will slide it over to Dante. You notice this is up in the Zenith Ward, but on the west side, so the opposite side to House Glass. But you do have an address.
Turns. Oh well. First, we like appreciated.
I would pick up
Turns and goes.
I would pick up the chest with the gold in it.
And you are sort of like not emotioned out, but almost like she stops really paying attention to you, and the guards move from the door, and you are able to move through. Again, Goro is waiting at the the bottom of the stairs as you exit out and come down, and they sort of motion you through back towards the front door, well, the crack in the wall.
Dante just straight up leaves. No hanging around. Doesn't need to stop for anyone. Doesn't need to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
We'll just take the stuff and carry it out.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries.
Shame about that magic-y stuff.
So all on offers.
Mm.
You also know she has it now, if you ever want to work for it.
Okay, I honestly thought about it.
Did-
You also know she has it if you ever want to nick it. It's like
Yeah, that's what my brain
no
went.
one in our
No,
party
you know,
has
you're
that
not-
capability.
You're
No
not
one is
really that
that
group.
stupid.
No one is
Oh,
that.
so
Like,
I thought we just boldly just picked it up, going, "Oh, I thought this was."
No, you've took the money chest. You do
Mhm.
exit out. You are able to get back in your vehicle. And I assume, well, Dante, where would you like to take them?
I mean, we'd said as well that we wanted to go back to the Rusty Bucket for
Well,
something.
no, Dante doesn't need to do that.
That was to
that was to
Oh,
wait
right.
for
from.
Madam Oracle.
Right, I see. Yeah.
So he first, once we're all back in the car, Dante just starts driving. Hasn't fully figured out where yet, because it's very obviously he's angry. Like there's,
Did we get the key for the storehouse?
yeah.
Yes.
So do we want to go and find
There
that
and count the money.
At least it might be private and it'll give us a chance to think.
Dante drives there with a lack of other destination.
Okay.
Just
here we
keeping
go,
a
Nick.
watch out.
Okay. Yeah. Again, you would all notice the twitching curtains and people watching continue on your way out until to a point, and then as you exit that sort of corner of the crucible, it fades away and you begin moving through the city as normal. You're able to make your way over, arriving to the storehouse. It looks fairly well looked after. The door's still sturdy in place. The windows are shuttered, but not like boarded up. It's just like a protective shutter. You would be able to use the key and make your way inside. Upon entering, it is literally like you sort of enter into a small entryway, and then it becomes boxes. There are strips and rows down the center of things so that you can move up and down, but they are using the space to the most. You're noticing that most of it seems to be actually like house storage. It doesn't seem like it's company stuff. It's like bedding and it's stuff that maybe that House Glass as a family are storing rather than
The company.
business. Yeah.
Which part of the Forge Ward's it in, Liam? Upper or lower?
It's in the very it's in the lower part, but it's up by the Zikar processing plant.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Well, that's near the caves.
Yeah,
It
near
is
the
near the
older
mines.
caves. Yeah.
Near they're the ancient mines. The mines that you had the initial disturbance at are in the upper Forge Ward.
Yeah. The
The
older ones, I
ain't-
think, have closed down, haven't they? Didn't they?
They're used for you can go and look historically and stuff, but they are tapped of resource. And they can't dig any further down the tunnels for fear of collapse or any other such things. So they moved the mines, and that's, to be honest, a few hundred years ago. It's not even a new-ish thing.
Yeah. Cool.
During the drive, Dante would have probably been, well, he definitely wouldn't have been really paying attention to anything. And I think he would have been kind of like just fast, like kind of just cutting, like aggressive driving.
Mhm.
As we'd gone into this place, he's probably just gone into a room, a corner, or somewhere by himself.
Okay. Where would you guys like to set up? There is an upstairs. There are bedrooms, but again, they're just boxes. But you can't. There is some space to maybe move some things around and clear a room to give yourself full space, or you can sort of set up in a corner. Or
I think I probably
Is it-
would look to clear a room, but I'm also looking for rooms that are defensible, where I can set my alarm up, where we could have a secondary escape if we needed to. I'm doing that whole.
Yeah, fully able to do that. I'd say that you probably find one of the upper bedrooms. It's large enough, has access to a window that leads out onto like a, like above the door,
Yeah,
like a porch.
yeah.
Seems to be the only like one door, one window.
Mhm.
Leads out onto the back, so it leads into the back alleys rather than onto the main street. And you begin moving boxes and setting up the room, I assume.
And once I've done that, I would probably help count the money out. That would be the next.
I'll see if I could find some hay, and then I might arrange some boxes and put some hay on top of the boxes.
Make a little
Okay.
bed.
Ichi is going to set up and start casting Find Steed again. And upon the end of that, like 10 minutes, as kind of like the gate, like the roots kind of like form a gateway and the elk starts to step out, Ichi then kind of like stands up, kind of like grabs the essence of the energy and kind of like reduces it down. And I'm going to bring the steed in as a mastiff. Exclusively, so one, it's better fitted in this house, and two, so it can work with my telepathic connection as a little bit of a sentry for us. It can guard the front door.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, still that kind of like bark, leafy kind of energy to it, but now just in dog form.
Nice.
He's a good boy.
Cute. And yeah, it very easily would be able to sort of do set up watching easily the downstairs if you wanted to.
Just a downstairs patrol if we're sleeping upstairs, just to give us that second heads up if need be.
Yeah, easily done. Everyone sort of gets finished, and you would be able to count the money. You count 1,000 gold, so another 250.
Another 250.
Very nice.
Damn.
Hell yeah!
Have money.
Yeah, but this also worries me because why is Liam giving us all this money if something big isn't going to happen? Like,
I mean, to be fair, I know exactly what I need to spend stuff on.
So do I now.
Yeah.
This is Liam being like, yeah, buy your shit now because get ready.
I've got over 1,000 gold.
You've got a lot more than me then.
I haven't bought anything.
Now
I started off with 4 gold, so the fact I've just picked up 500 is...
you can buy 500 gold's worth of sandwiches there.
Yeah, I'm on 700.
Don't tempt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say by the time you're all done and counted, it's early afternoon. Maybe touching late afternoon, touching early evening. By the time everything's set up, beds are done, alarms are ready, all that sort of stuff, money's counted. Dante, do you think you would have emerged in the maybe hour and a half it would have taken to...
No, proper emo boy.
Okay, sulking in his bedroom. What are you actually doing? So you're in a small bedroom with like boxes stacked in the middle. What have you actually been doing in there?
Honestly, you say not much, maybe just kind of pacing, just sit. There's literally nothing in particular, just literally being that angry, moody teenager.
Okay.
Can Aileni maybe lean against the door to the room and just say, You confuse me, Dante. What about her request made you so angry? I mean, it's obvious that you're going to say no, and it's a ridiculous thing to ask even, but why so angry about being asked? Did you not think she'd be curious?
It is not a party trick. It is not a curse. It is not something for someone just to use.
So you're
tried to-
offended.
It's stupid. They're foolish idiots. They think you've said yourself. You warned people like that wanting to use it. We have no idea what was there. We don't know if a circle was up. We don't know anything.
I know that.
If
And you
I
did right
try
to.
to really,
You did
if
right
I-
to say no.
she does not know what she asks,
Exactly.
and it is not something to be taken lightly. I have used this now twice, I think.
Mhm.
First time I was not sure how it would be. Second time was more of a need.
Even so, it feels like you expend a lot of energy being angry about things that actually you can't change. You can't change how she thinks. You can't change what she asks for. All you can do is say no, which you did. Let her be stupid. Let her not understand.
You do not understand.
No, I do not.
Okay. As we roll sort of
And
into
yeah,
the
I would
as
roll out.
as we sort of move into that beginning of the evening, what would the group be looking to do? You now have your access. There is still maybe the temple.
Actually, there is one thing that Dante would probably actually just say, just at some point when maybe being handed over the coin. Did we detect magic over these coins?
No, good point. If you said that when we were counting, then I would definitely detect magic over the coins.
Okay, you detect magic over the coins. Give me a perception.
24.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay, you look intently over each of the coins. They're all pretty clear. And as you sort of glancing around, in the lid of the box is a glow.
Oh, sneaky. I would point it out.
And as you focus on it, it is divination.
Yeah.
We may need to move this box.
As
And
you look
quickly.
closer, Aileni, there's almost like a false top, but it's cloth false top, so not
Yeah.
enough to stop the detect magic.
Mhm.
But underneath is a small gem.
I will pocket that gem. And actually, at this point, this is still late afternoon, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Can
But
I
early afternoon, well, late afternoon, early evening, yeah.
can I retcon then? And the minute I find that gem, I'm going out with it.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
To be fair, I would say it probably was after you'd counted, because it's as you took Dante his money, he said it, and then you probably had to be like, shit, look at all the
Yeah.
bags.
yeah.
But yeah, so you can pick that up. But the rest of you would see obviously the gem that she picks out. It's a almost perfectly D20 in cut, but minuscule.
The dodecahedron? Was that 10?
I thought the tetra something.
Dodecahedron is the
the
12-sided.
Ah,
Oh, 12, yeah.
No,
Decagon is the 10.
I would say to Volu as well. Volu, did you say you have a way of turning magic off on things?
Let me check, because
I don't know if you've got it prepared.
that's what I'm checking.
Yeah.
What's it called?
spell.
Also, if you don't have it, I think you do, because you've had it. So
I thought
I'll
you
give
mentioned it
Chris
earlier.
Yeah, yeah, no,
no, not even that. I was going to give Chris inspiration as well for for catching that there, but I think you already are holding it.
We already have inspiration, I think. Oh, actually, yeah.
From
We
the
all
race,
we
you haven't
all
used
have
it
it.
yet.
Yeah.
No, from the roleplay.
Winning
Yeah,
the
from roleplay
race.
last week.
Oh,
Oh, I do.
Right.
So yeah.
So I would say
So what you do
fancy a
know, and
stroll.
what you both know as well, on a magic item, it will dispel it for a time,
Yes.
but it will always re-up at some point.
Yeah.
Because unless you destroy it or permanently do something, but it
That's
will shut it off for a few
For
minutes. and
yeah,
give you a
so
few
yeah, for
minutes.
ongoing spells, it ends it on a strength check sort of thing. But
So they know that I think it's because it normally I think by raw items aren't affected, but I don't like that. Because
okay.
that's a
no, it says choose one creature, object, or material within range.
We've done it on objects before in other campaigns.
yeah. We've done it, but to be fair, this
it just doesn't
one.
stop them being magical, right? It just stops whatever effect is happening.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's what the issue is. So if it's a constant effect, like this gem is just always seeing or hearing or whatever, right? So he can turn it off, but the item doesn't stop being a magical item. So by raw, it should just go off and on. I think that's a bit shit. So I usually say they go down for a
Okay. That makes
time.
sense. But that's fine because
But yeah, it worked.
yeah, I'm gonna basically invite Volu to have a stroll. And I'm gonna take the gem with me. And I'm actually gonna head back towards the Rusty Bucket and Dana.
Okay. Just quickly before we go there, what are the other two doing as you would all see them pull out this gem? Obviously, Aileni
There'd
said
be
to
lots of
Volu.
swearing, and then
You would have heard that conversation between Aileni and Volu before they started to head out.
She kind of like turns to Dante. I understand what you're saying about that form is not a party trick. Are you scared that you don't have control of it?
I felt it earlier.
You felt it get stronger.
I think what you did helped. When going on the stage.
Right.
I felt an impulse. But
that's just him. That's not the form.
But the form is from him.
I think the form isn't from him. It's from him in the way of if you leave a white rose in red ink, the petals become red. It takes on what it's put inside, what kind of aspects leave with it. I think maybe the form is more something you've gained from him rather than he's giving to you.
The white rose is filled with ink. And therefore the ink changes the rose.
Well, dyed water, anything really. If we're talking about semantics there, then the moment you cut the rose, it's already dead.
And I long to be cut.
What I'm trying to say, Dante, is there's already so many bad things that are happening in this world, especially around things going on with you, with this individual, and the things that he's done to you. We need to try and find some things that give you strength.
And that is what I am doing. Until we can bind this, secure, whatever, restrict, lock him up, that your master tried to do. Until we get that done.
At no point have we said we're stopping trying that.
No, But until then, I cannot be safe, because no safe knowledge. Because let's think, if on that stage I became him, how many people would have died? What would have that helped any of us? We wouldn't have been able to be accepted anywhere. We would have been cast out and chained. That's the best solution.
You're misunderstanding me, Dante. I'm not telling you to prance around in this form like a circus act.
But that was what she wanted.
I know that. I'm trying to tell you, this anger that you're having from other people's responses and everything, that anger is just as dangerous as the thing inside you sometimes. That anger is probably what he feeds off most. So the moment you start viewing yourself less as a burden to all of us and more as an asset that you are, the more that anger is going to slip away and the more pride you can have for yourself, because you have dealt with all of these terrible things that he's given you and all of those moments where you black out and you wake up and things have happened. Those aren't you. The moment you realize you're strongest when he's trying to get control and you're maintaining it, and your conviction for your friends and for the people around you is what's driving you, then maybe that anger will start to fade and you'll see that you're not just a weapon to be used by someone else.
Hopefully I can see that at some point.
I hope so.
Let us just focus on getting him locked.
It's all I think about every single day I wake up, Dante. If you read my journal...
I would, but I'm usually a bit tied up.
And I will leave the conversation as we flick over to the others. You head out into the street, you start heading towards the Rusty Bucket. How close are you wanting to get to the Rusty Bucket? Are you going straight to Dana's, like all the way?
I'm actually planning to go all the way there because I do actually still want to talk to Dana.
Yeah.
And I'm imagining in my head that whoever's tracking us, presumably Madame Oracle, would expect us to go to the place that we've been staying. And I'm assuming that she knows we've been at the Rusty Bucket, not at the Bloody Banner. So I'm sort of going to the obvious place. It suits me anyway because I wanted to speak to Dana, but I'm going to the obvious place first. So I would go there.
Yeah, so as you arrive, you would see that Dana's shop is open now. And as you sort of approaching, you would see sort of the shadow moving behind the glass. The street is pretty quiet. It's again, and you can almost again you're starting to hear the parade and such beginning. As it's making its way up, you imagine that in maybe 15-20 minutes, this area will be a bit noisier, a bit busier.
Okay. I would go into the shop.
As you enter, Dana would see you and say, "Oh, wonderful to see you guys. Are we doing okay today?"
We are. Is your head still hurting?
Yes, I have a tonic. You sort of see that she's sipping on a small like glass of something that doesn't look too great, but she sips at it anyway. A great party. How have you? I didn't manage to make it down for your announcement. I'm afraid.
Don't worry.
I was a little preoccupied.
I wanted to apologise for waking you and your friend up this morning so early.
Yeah, he did say something. I slept through the whole thing. I'm afraid, my dear. I was out for the count.
Understandable, it was very early in the morning. I wondered if you have anything that can make this more permanent.
Yes, we do. I could. I don't have anything ready, but I could very easily, very quickly, before tomorrow, make you some dyes.
Tomorrow at some point would be fine, thank you. I'm not sure how long the berry juice is going to last.
I mean, it's pretty well rubbed in there. As long as you don't wash your hair too much before tomorrow, it it should hold.
Thank you.
Why the change? I mean, I like it, but
I just fancied a bit of a change. It felt appropriate to make an effort for the ceremony, and yeah.
oh yes, dear, and don't on the house. I will. Shall I bring them over to the Rusty Buckets tomorrow morning?
Yes, that would be great. And if we're not there, don't worry. Just drop them off. And I can pop in. We've got quite a lot going on now. We're in demand. And I'll just sort of
I
laugh.
imagine so.
I'll just sort of laugh
Yeah.
off.
Give me a general. I'm going to say advantage deception, just to sort of pass off again that sort of casual nature.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Deception isn't my strong point necessarily.
I'll kind of just put a hand over her back.
Guidance, nice. Got
Thank
it in there.
you. So that's 14 plus 1, 15.
Okay, yes, she is. She's Oh yes, I mean, I do have some dyes, but I would want to. They are not ready for skin, if that makes sense.
Yes.
I will do some diluting, and they. Anything else I can help you with?
No, it was lovely to see you again. I'm sure we'll see you around. I don't want to
Yes,
keep you
well,
too late.
if you are planning to leave the city, we should have tea in the Rusty Buckets one evening.
Yes, we're going to be here for a couple of days at least.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now,
And then I am just going to sort of, not too
yeah,
quick, but thank you
say
so
bye
much.
and
Say
yeah.
goodbye. And then I'm going to head down to towards the noise where I can hear the parade starting to.
Okay, so as you sort of make your way back to the main street, the parade is maybe 50 to 100 foot down that way. You more seeing the crowd of people. It's almost like there are people in front of it backing up the street as well. There are some that are almost holding flags and waving banners. You're seeing almost the street split into two, as banners down the left seem to be for the Lyrics and Arcanum, and then showing that faction, and those down the right showing the. Two Wheels Dawn? No, that's the other one.
No.
What are they
Lyrics
called? My
Arcanum
God.
and
Lyrics and Arcana.
so there's the Lyrixen and there's
I've
then
got
the
it.
other side, the
The Verdant Circle.
Circle.
Thank you.
Circle. Thank you.
Thank you. So down the left side, you're seeing predominantly Lyrics and Arcanum colours and flags for their faction, and down the right, you're seeing predominantly the Verdant Circle, greens and golds. You are seeing the occasional Wayfinder flag and representation in there, but for the majority, that seems to be as it moves up, and on a floating platform surrounded by like banners and other things is both Alar Moonshadow and Elder Kayak, the next Prime Minister, who are sat each at equal level, sort of moving through, and people are cheering, and there's music blaring, and they're maybe 50 foot that way coming towards you. They're like moving up and
Are there
past.
other floats, other platforms?
There's not floats, but there are vehicles following behind that have people standing up and sort of calling things out. You see that there's a vehicle that has people playing instruments and drum, big. There's that sort of thing, but there's not like display floats, if that makes sense.
So what I want to do is, and I think I'm going to use my mage hand to do it. I want to try and drop the gem into one of those vehicles.
Do you want me to dispel it at all? Or?
No. I think I was thinking about dispelling it. Actually, yes. I think let's dispel it first, then let's drop it in the vehicle, because then when it switches on, maybe it'll be in a different part of the city. And we said this was going all the way up to the Bastion.
It heads all the way up to the Bastion, to the city, like the district, the administration buildings.
Yeah.
And they're like
So actually, Volu, I might have asked you to dispel it when we were at Dana's.
Yes, as we come out of Dana's, I would have took it in my hand and cast over it and put my hand over it. And
yeah. And then, like I said, the mage hand, I'm going to get it just to float and try and drop it surreptitiously in a vehicle.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand for the surreptitious drop. the dispel easy enough. You feel the magic release from it.
19.
Okay, the hand, so you almost, rather than moving the hand as much, you sort of move the hand into place and let the float sort of move under it, finding the right spot before you just, and it, small noise as it drops into the inner workings of one of the rails. And then I assume...
And then I'd probably say to Volu, should we buy some food on the way back?
Now that is the best idea you've had all day.
And yeah, head to get some food to take back to the guys.
And as you guys head up, you are able to grab some food and head back to meet with the rest of the guys. You guys settle into your new strange accommodation and think of what is to do next. And that is where we will end this week's session. Thank you very much for playing. As always, thank you very much for watching. If you're enjoying the adventure and want to find out what's going to happen to our group next, hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you know when the videos are coming out. And as always, roll well. Bye.